What if the world you think you know was built on a missing chapter? What if, before European empires rose to power, Asia already controlled global trade, technology, and wealth? Massive fleets sailed oceans long before Columbus. Cities in Asia outshined anything in Europe. Trade routes connected continents thousands of years before globalization existed. And yet, much of this story is barely taught. Before we dive into the main story, like and subscribe to our YouTube channel and click on the bell notification button for more interesting video like this. Why did Asia, once the center of the world, fade from dominance? Why did powerful civilizations vanish without a trace? And how did Europe rise from the edges to take control of the global stage? Tonight, we uncover the hidden truth about Asia's forgotten supremacy and the secrets history almost buried. To understand global history, you have to erase a common assumption that Europe has always been the center of power. For most of human civilization, that simply wasn't true. Between roughly 1000 CE and 1700 CE, Asia dominated the global economy. Regions like China, India, and the Middle East were hubs of innovation, wealth, and culture. At its height, Imperial China under the Ming Dynasty produced goods so advanced that Europeans struggled to replicate them: fine silk, intricate porcelain, and complex mechanical devices. India, under powerful states like the Mughal Empire, became one of the richest regions on earth, exporting textiles, spices, and precious stones. Meanwhile, the Ottoman Empire controlled the critical land bridges between Europe and Asia, effectively regulating trade between continents. In Southeast Asia, the Khmer Empire built massive urban centers with advanced water systems, centuries ahead of European infrastructure. Europe, by comparison, was fragmented, less urbanized, and economically behind. So the question is not how Asia rose, but why it fell behind later. Long before modern globalization, Asia had already built a connected world. The Silk Road wasn't a single road. It was a vast network stretching over 6,000 kilometers. Caravans carried silk from China, spices from India and Southeast Asia, gold and silver from Central Asia, glassware and textiles from the Middle East. But the real power of this network wasn't just goods, it was ideas. Religions like Buddhism spread from India into East Asia. Islam expanded across Central Asia and into Southeast Asia. Technologies like papermaking and gunpowder moved westward, eventually transforming Europe. Even more impressive was the maritime Silk Road. Using seasonal monsoon winds, sailors connected China, India, Arabia, East Africa. This system allowed massive volumes of trade to flow efficiently, centuries before European maritime empires. In essence, Asia didn't just participate in global trade, it invented it. But every powerful system has consequences. The same routes that spread wealth also spread danger. One of the most devastating examples is the Black Death. Many historians believe this pandemic traveled along trade routes from Asia into Europe, killing millions and reshaping entire societies. But disease wasn't the only impact. The Silk Road also facilitated cultural blending that reshaped identities. Political tensions between empires competing for control. Economic dependencies that could collapse if disrupted. Cities like Samarkand and Baghdad flourished as trade hubs, but they were also vulnerable to invasion and decline. The network that connected the world also made it fragile. When people think of exploration, they often think of Columbus or Vasco da Gama. But decades before them, Asia was already exploring the world. In the early 15th century, Chinese Admiral Zheng He led massive naval expeditions. His fleets included ships over 120 meters long, thousands of sailors, diplomatic envoys and traders. They reached Southeast Asia, India, the Middle East, East Africa. These voyages weren't about conquest, they were about influence and connection. China projected power through diplomacy, trade, and prestige. So why didn't China continue and dominate globally? Because suddenly it stopped. The Ming government halted these expeditions, focusing inward instead. Meanwhile, Europe, still developing, began its own age of exploration, eventually reshaping global power. Not all Asian power faded slowly. Some civilizations disappeared almost entirely. The Indus Valley civilization built advanced cities with drainage systems and grid layouts, then declined mysteriously around 1900 BC. The Khmer capital at Angkor, once home to nearly 1 million people, was abandoned, possibly due to environmental changes and political instability. And then there's Nan Madol, a massive stone city built on the ocean. Its construction methods still debated today. These weren't minor societies. They were complex, organized, and powerful. Their disappearance raises a deeper question. How many advanced civilizations have been lost, without leaving clear answers? If Asia was dominant for so long, what changed? Several key factors shifted the balance. Internal decisions: China's withdrawal from exploration reduced its global influence. Fragmentation versus competition: Europe's divided states competed fiercely, driving innovation and expansion. Access to new resources: European exploration opened access to the Americas, bringing massive wealth. Control of sea routes: Europeans gradually bypassed traditional Asian trade networks, taking control of global commerce. Industrialization: Europe industrialized earlier, gaining technological and military advantages. Asia didn't suddenly become weak. The world around it changed, and Europe adapted faster. So here's the reality history rarely tells in full. For centuries, Asia was the center of the world. It built empires, connected continents, and shaped global civilization long before Europe rose. But power is never permanent. And history isn't just about who rises, it's about who adapts when the world changes. Now here's the question that should make you think. If Asia once led the world, and then lost that position, are we witnessing history repeat itself today? For more videos like this, like and subscribe to our YouTube channel.